Hey guys, Sandy here, and welcome to another episode of Oh So Inspired. Be sure to check out everybody down below. We have a full team of YouTubers that will be sharing their inspired creations with you. So I'm super excited for today's inspiration. Now, the inspiration is this card by Mary Wessling, and she has this swoop of color with this die cut. And as you guys know, if you've watched my channel, butterflies are not my thing in my crafting. Just not a big fan. So I'm not going to be inspired by the butterfly. Sorry guys, I am inspired by these swoops of color though. So let's see what I can do. So I grabbed 3 different Distress Oxide inks. Broken China, Wilted Violet, and Hickory Smoke. And I just slabbed them across the page, and I didn't worry about making sure everything was smooth. I didn't worry about making sure, that anything was perfect. It was just 3 strokes of color across the page because that is what it looked like on the inspiration piece. Now, I did pick these colors specifically from the photo, which is not something I do a lot of the time. A lot of the time, I just go with whatever papers I'm feeling will be fun to work with, but I actually pulled the gray, the teal, and the purple from the photograph this time. Now, I was playing with the idea of putting this transparency over top of the white cardstock here. I was playing with just putting it over top the paint swatches. I was just messing around with. Ultimately, I decided not to use the transparency on this layout. So, I am just trying to figure out what I actually want to do, because now I'm at a loss. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm like, I gotta figure this out. I have to figure this out. So when in doubt, the first thing I do is mat my photo, and I figured I had a couple choices. I could mat it with black, or I could mat it with one of the colors that I used from my ink pads, and I decided to mat it with black. I felt like the photo needed to be a little pop off of the page, and it does. It definitely pops. So I did not make you guys watch the entirely too long struggle that it took me to find pattern papers that I felt would work with the colors of my ink. It did take entirely too long. I think I just flipped through my 6x6 and 6x8 paper pads for probably a good 20 minutes just looking at stuff. And a couple times I forgot what I was even doing. I just got into looking at the papers, which is a good thing. If you have stuff, look through it every once in a while. It just keeps you refreshed. Unless you have some sort of terrific memory where you can remember every single little thing, even if you do have a great memory. Like I've always said, I've had a semi photographic memory because I can recall things like in my head and picture it exactly, but I can't always get it out into words. So I don't know. I've never been, nobody's ever said I've had a photographic memory or anything like that, but I kind of, say it myself. So that's the way it is. Now, I created this stack and I was happy with how it looked, exactly with how it looked. So I kept it all together, flipped it over on the back side, put some washi tape down, flipped it back over to the front, lifted up layer by layer, added some adhesive, and there we go. The stack is perfect just the way it is. And this is where I decided that my swatches needed to go a little bit further. So I just grabbed the ink pads again and rubbed a little bit more ink on there. Because my big stack of papers was so large, it covered up that edge, and I really didn't want the edge of the ink covered up. I wanted you to be able to see it. So there it is. I'm loving it. Okay, we get that adhered down, and then I've got to embellish it. Now, originally, I was thinking this is going to be beautiful the way it is. I'm just going to let it go. But I decided to, embellish it because more is more sometimes, and I am a big fan of more on my scrapbook pages. Unless I'm not, and then I'm a big fan of minimalism. So, basically I do what I want when I scrapbook. Even when I am pulling inspiration, I'm doing what I want. I'm not using the butterfly because the butterfly does not inspire me, but I am using those 3 stripes of color because I thought that was just really cool. So I know that there are purple letter stickers in the sticker book, and I can't find them. I have to flip through this thing a couple times before they actually pop up, and there they are. So, like many stickers that American Crafts manufactures, they don't stick. So I lay down a little bit of adhesive so that the stickers can actually stick to my paper and they're not going to fall off. So the title of this ends up being You May Laugh, But We Love It. We have taken photos of our feet over something cool since the first time the 3 of us got together. I'm not even sure how it happened. I don't know if it was the first photo was an accident, but we have multiple versions of this. Our most recent one was at Creativation, so that one is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. So, but we do. So evidently we do love it because we keep doing the foot photographs. And I've never had other people's feet feature so prominently in my scrapbooks, but these 2 ladies right here, yeah, their feet are definitely going to be in my scrapbooks a lot because, like I said, we do this every single time. So while I am sitting here and starting to figure out what kind of embellishment I want to do on this layout, be sure to click down below and check out everyone who is on the Oh So Inspired team. It will be a lot of fun to go through and see what creations everyone makes. Now, not everyone is a scrapbooker. We do have card makers. We also have crafters that make beautiful art pieces. It's just a whole bunch of crafty fun. And I love looking at everyone's creations and seeing what they come up with. It's just a lot of fun. So be sure to click those links down below. And this is a monthly collaboration. So on the 15th of every month, we put out our creations. And hopefully you guys can be inspired by it, just like we are inspired by our inspiration piece. I mean, how can you not be inspired when it's called inspiration piece? So now I'm just trying to figure out what embellishments I want where. And I'm trying to kind of keep the blue embellishments by the blue and the gray embellishments by the gray. And I'm also pulling in silver. And then the purple embellishments by the purple. And I decide that I'm going to switch this up a little bit and use this flare badge from Pretty Little Studio. It's cross-hatched heart, and I put it on top of the sticker here, and I like what's going on so far. Like, I'm feeling it. I pull out my little embellishment thing here to see what else I can do. I do find this 2-toned heart, and I'm like, yep, that has to happen. For a minute I think about the globe, and then I think about it again, but I decide against the globe. I figure I can use that somewhere else. I just love embellishment bins. So if anybody has a video where you get to like peek in the embellishment bin, kind of like you're peeking in mine right now, I just like looking and seeing what's in there. It's just a fun time. So I have lots of flair and the like up here in this first bin, and I'm just trying to figure out what else I can pull out. And it was actually a little frustrating. So I have plenty of teal stuff, But looking for gray and purple stuff, it was really enlightening. I do not have a lot of gray and purple embellishments. Now, I did throw on that white star, and I gotta say, so I'm participating in a challenge this month called Calvin Ball, and it's based on the Calvin and Hobbes game where you make up the rules as you go along. And that's kind of what it is. You make up the rules as you go along for scrapbooking. Well, one of the rules is you get a point if you use a star. Well, I'm already a big fan of stars, and I use stars a lot on my layouts, but I think ever since I started playing Calvin Ball on March 1st, I think a star has made it onto every single one of my layouts. It's just because I love stars, and I'm getting points for it, so hooray. Now, I did find this, which turned out to be amazing, this purple and gray color theory sticker sheet. And I was like, oh, purple and gray? I've hit the mother lode here. So I layered a purple sticker over top of the white and silver label there. And I'm covering up that little edge that kind of sticks out with a purple heart. And that purple heart is from Shamel's Head in the Clouds collection. So I'm just, again, trying to figure out some things that I can use and make it work. So these are some gray enamel dots, and enamel dots are always a fun little thing that you can add to your page just to give it a little bit of texture, a little bit of extra oomph. Now these enamel dots are purple, and they're not an exact match, but they're close enough. Just like my gray enamel dots are darker. And then I have the teal enamel dots as well, and I'm going to put those on. So I'm thinking, you know, things are happening. This is good. I'm excited about this. What else do I need to do to this page? And I feel like I definitely need to do nothing. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching.